The middle of March is pivotal for Pisces completions, closures, and unravelings. We're going to have the Sun in Pisces make conjunctions to Saturn, the North Node, and for the very last time in our lifetime, Neptune in Pisces. The Sun is going to move through and shine a light of consciousness and awareness on what you are closing out and completing, especially at a soul level. These are deep, serious completions. These are understandings of what is no longer an energetic match for you. This can also highlight where you're ready to make some decisions and choices that align with the next version of yourself that is here to be the better, more evolved version of yourself that you will be meeting and understanding into next year. The endings that happen here in March 2025 are going to play out into early 2026 simply because of how Saturn and Neptune will return to Pisces. But the Sun in Pisces is bringing your attention to what you're consciously understanding is no longer good for you, is no longer healthy, is no longer supportive. Perhaps it's no longer empowering. It's no longer resonating with the true, authentic you that you came here to embody and experience. These are very important soul endings. They're also quite private. They could be hard to describe to others. There could be a sense that you don't want to share it with others because we're looking at the end degrees of Pisces, which are quiet, reflective, internal. The Sun can bring about the gifts of hindsight, advancement, deeper awareness around what you were perhaps unconsciously choosing or participating in. And the Sun, that giant spotlight, shines its awareness on what you need to see and understand in yourself. Now, the Pisces energy is mutable water, and it flows in both directions. So there is the understanding that the water is adaptable. And with Pisces, what we're looking for is how we can go higher above the human perception and experiences to go up into a spiritual principle, spiritual realm, or spiritual understanding that helps us make sense of our human experiences, what we were learning, what we were going through that shaped us and formed us. But part of that Pisces energy that flows up, which you could also understand as escapism, disassociating, taking a break, going up into another energy, going into another experience that isn't about the human experience. But the Pisces energy then needs to come back down to earth, needs to adjust and return into this reality and be able to handle life, handle choices, understand all the energies at play here, even when the Pisces energy is very sensitive, empathetic, perhaps overloaded. So March 12th to March 19th, the Sun moves across Saturn, the North Node, and Neptune, and highlights a part of your world that you're needing to make decisions about, needing to understand, perhaps needing to spiritually get to the heart of it. And there could be some really wise insights and intuitive downloads that come through as the sun guides you to what it's been about, as well as how well you've been able to connect with a higher spiritual perspective and then bring it down and apply it, integrate it, really use it in your life. And this is where the transformation occurs. This is how we spiritually ascend. We energetically ascend by understanding what we're ready to do differently, or how we're ready to be better, what we want to correct, what we no longer want to go back towards. So this could be a period of time when you're seeing things at a whole new level of your being. And so it's a beautiful time to understand the spiritual significance of various lessons, relationships, situations, choices, so that you can see yourself through the eyes of your God self. So you can see who you are not only in the human realms, but as a beautiful vessel of energy. At a more practical level, the sun conjunct Saturn at 22 degrees is an understanding of what you need to take care of, complete, finalize. It could highlight where you've been procrastinating or delaying doing something. This is where the rubber hits the road and a reality check of what you need to close out or face, where you need to face the music. The Saturn energy often requires us to be in our own energy, to do it on your own, and to work with what you've got. So there is a need here to rise to the occasion, face something head on, close it out, and take care of it. Then the sun moves ahead to the north node in Pisces. And this conjunction can open up what that north node in Pisces is directing you towards that is positive, that is fated or destined, as we like to say with the north node, that is an opening into your next level growth, into what your soul is ready to move towards. So these can be advancements that you feel and sense rather privately. Again, this could be just something that you're aware of, but this is where that sun is giving your consciousness an important insight here into what matters, how to grow, how to honor more of your intuitive self. This happens on March 17th. And this can be an uplifting energy with the sun conjunct that north node. Then the sun moves on and is conjunct Neptune in Pisces at 29 degrees, March 19th, for the very last time in our lives. Neptune first entered Pisces back in 2011. And this could be a time period where you really understand how much you've spiritually advanced, how you've intuitively grown, what you've chosen to look at, especially in a way that honors the Piscean themes, which can be about peace, harmony, compassion, forgiveness, unconditional love, acceptance. The sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces is very dreamy and spacey as well. It can be harder to be grounded. But I feel that because this is the last conjunction and it's happening at 29 degrees of Pisces, there's the energy of a spiritual graduation, an acknowledgement of what you've moved through during this Neptune and Pisces transit. So if you go back to 2011, and here we are, 2025, and you start to understand more of what you had to let go of, what was changing outside of your control, what felt powerless and too big to handle. Because a lot of Pisces energy can be very messy and chaotic. It's just scattered everywhere. You can't quite organize it or get it figured out. Wherever this Neptune and Pisces has been moving through your chart is where you've had some of your biggest life endings, transitions, and letting go. Had to clear things out here. You've had to be in that space of not knowing that required you to trust more. And there could be an understanding here of how you've mastered that and how you're better at holding and being in uncertainty. And even how your body can handle that, how your mind perhaps can handle uncertainty better. So as the sun moves across the Neptune, 29 degrees on March 19th, you might have some beautiful messages here that affirm how far you've come, what you've developed and learned, and how you've been in a true masterclass of Pisces guidance. So I think it's significant when the sun moves across these 3 planets and points. Keep in mind, it also means there are more endings, closures, karmic completions, especially with Saturn and Pisces. There's more on the planet that is closing out. There's also a lot happening behind the scenes that we don't see. It's invisible endings and closures, unravelings. This is where there's also that confusion of what to believe, what's real. But your intuition can pick up on perhaps more, we'll call it untruth. Also, there is a need here to reclaim anything that has disempowered you, meaning anything that you have worshipped or you've been taught or told is more powerful than you. So we're bringing in some big Age of Pisces themes here. And the Age of Pisces themes reveal where we, as a collective, have believed that we needed to give energy to others or to an organization or an institution in order to be connected to God or the universe, in order to be worthy. There's many messages that can go along with this. But as we're closing out these Pisces cycles, it's important to reclaim. I'm just getting these visuals of different lifetime experiences where you might have pledged, vowed, promised, you took certain, maybe you said certain words, you wrote certain contracts about what you would always honor or give energy to. This could be a time where you consciously reclaim your energy across all timelines, all lifetimes, all dimensions of time. And maybe there are energies here that you feel you need to make null and void because it no longer serves the new, empowered, spiritually advancing human. This can also be a time when we have experiences around unity consciousness. The strong Pisces energies can remind us how we're all connected, how we are one, how we all have a common energetic bond. And sometimes these can show up as various, let's say, compassion events, heart openings, forgiveness developments, like ways that we practice this more in our day-to-day lives. And it decreases our separation. It removes how we disagree or fight or have wars with each other. That unity consciousness can come in and dissolve anything that is in the separation field. So this would also be a beautiful period of time to focus on sending, even creating more, I should say, creating more of these loving kindness codes that simply can allow, it's like it has that energy of I simply can accept other souls are here having their human journey, even if my human self doesn't understand, doesn't agree, doesn't like them, doesn't get it, right? Whatever the case may be, the more that we pull in and create those loving kindness codes that simply allow for every soul to have the experiences that they're uniquely designed to have for their own mastery, there's going to be an increase on the planet of these codes that ultimately benefit all of us. And so this would be one of the higher expressions of all these Pisces energies. So it's certainly a lot of energy in March because we also have Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, and eclipses occurring. Plus, the end of March is when Neptune enters Aries, and I have another video for you on that energy coming out shortly. But I offer this as a way to work with your higher self, to remember that you embody beautiful codes of loving kindness, and that the more that we intentionally work with that, the more we create it and experience it on the planet. I hope this gives you some good insights into navigating the middle of March 2025. Thank you so much for being here on my YouTube channel, and I'll be back soon with another video.